Hey, silly goosies. Welcome to But Seriously, the podcast where we dive into life's pivotal moments and how they shape who we are. I'm Taylor, and each week I'll be sitting down with guests from all walks of life to explore how different challenges and traumas can become stepping stones into one's own authenticity. This is not a how-to on healing, rather an open, heartfelt, and even sometimes hilarious conversation amongst friends. We'll laugh, maybe shed a tear, and remind ourselves that life just is not that serious. So lighten up, let go, and settle in as you join us for stories that are as funny as they are inspiring. This is But Seriously. Let's get started. This month I've been focusing on balance, so I've been doing the alternate nostril breathing. Oh my God, my sinuses have never felt clearer, sis.
Yeah, the naughty.
It's a good one.
Oh my gosh, that one.
What's it called? Naughty?
It's there's a long term for it, but it's like innate, the naughty.
The naughties?
That one's cool though. It balances out both hemispheres of your brain.
Yeah, dude. I was like, it's like crazy. I was like, as I was doing it, like at home, my home practice before, I always like to try obviously my flows and breath work out before I go to teach. And I was like, I swear to God, I can feel air going into my brain. Like I was like, this is nuts. There's no way I'm like, you know, you think it and you imagine it because you're like using your mind's eye to find it. And I was like, I can literally feel my right and left hemisphere circle happening.
Yeah, just like opening up.
I know. I tried to have Jack do it because his DA set him so bad. He was like, I was like, yeah, we got work to do.
Snooty Central on those.
Snooty Central. Oh my goodness, my sweet baby. I am so excited to have you here, my angel, my best friend. Oh my goodness. So I'm excited to have Miss Brigitte on because one, she's one of my best friends, my life partner on the dance floor. Belly dancing extraordinaire has tried to teach me multiple times to get sexy, move my body. You're a breathwork coach. You've done life coaching. You've worked in production for one of the most fun event companies in San Diego. You've been an operations manager. You've led retreats. I mean, you literally done it fucking all, sis.
Damn, hype me the fuck up.
Okay. She grew up on a dairy farm. She knows her way around a cow and an udder. Like, oh my God. I'm just so excited to have you on here. One, to impart your wisdom for everybody to see what a silly goose you are, and just learn more about my sweet honeybee.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming here.
Ooh, thanks for having me.
So who, what, why, where, how is Brigitte? Give us just like a little snippet of who you are and why I love you so much.
Who is she? I'm just a small town girl. I grew up in between Fresno and Bakersfield, which is like some would say the armpit of California, but is a rural area, farm area for sure. My mom's family's in the dairy industry. My dad, we grew up on like a plum orchard, so we grew up getting our hands dirty and had goats and all that fun stuff.
Goats, plums, and dairy.
What else do you need?
Fruitful life.
Yeah. That's what you call abundance, my friend.
No, seriously. I feel like you never have to worry about pooping on a plum farm. Never constipated.
Never constipated around there. Clear right out. Yeah. I'll tell you what.
We end up talking about my bad in the first 30 seconds of interviewing you.
But yeah, I just was raised in the Central Valley. I feel really lucky to actually have gotten to experience life in the armpit, because after that, everything was like, what? But it was awesome to honestly like really be in tune with agriculture, and my major was agricultural business. Like our whole lives is agricultural down there. And it really is like to be in tune with the earth. There's nothing more special than that. So it's a beautiful industry. I know it gets a lot of weird rep these days, but there's good eggs and bad eggs to every industry. So
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the wellness space, you got some freak shows out there. You got the beverage industry.
Yeah.
It's what you make of it and how you go about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so recently, your most recent endeavor, obviously, you just led us through a beautiful breath work, which thank you again for that. I guess what sort of shifted from growing, I feel like farm town life to, healing your central nervous system is kind of a big leap.
Night and day differences.
And, like, teaching like people how to kind of heal their, heal themselves and use these methods to better themselves and get better in touch with themselves. So what kind of, I guess, led you to focus more on that aspect and that shift in your life?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of funny. I feel like kind of a weirdo in my hometown now, being like, here's this new thing, breath work. Have you tried it? And they're like, what the heck? I breathe every day. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a beautiful journey. Breath work. Oh my gosh, there's so many different routes I can go about this right
Take
now.
Them all.
We're riding down every lane today. Yeah, I first started mindset coaching. And I guess
mindset coaching? What's that?
Yeah, just kind of like using the mind to I think this is kind of my journey of everything. I guess I can start it back to day one.
Yeah, please
reverse it a little bit.
Yes.
So growing up, so I think from where this all started, I guess, is just from the early days, like being an observer. I think when we're young, all we're doing is we're collecting data, right? We're just like little data collectors. So in my family, I had a family member who like particularly kind of would just like blow up emotionally. And for the longest time, I thought, oh my gosh, this is like a mind thing. Like if they could just control their mind, they can control their emotions. And so that's kind of what got me into this whole mindset business. On the other, so it was like interesting, right? It kind of like sent me down that path of like, oh my gosh, I don't want to affect people in this way where I don't know how to control my emotions, and how can I control my mind so that I could like change the state of how I show up and how I like react to other people, and not just explosively just like flash onto everyone. Yes. Yeah. So but then I also, on the other hand, I from this explosive energy, I also watched a family member of mine that just like internalized all of the emotions and then got a chronic illness because of it. So it's funny how the body and the mind, they definitely need to work together. And in the beginning, I thought it was all just like a mind. Like if you can get your mind to power through it all, then you can, like figure it out. But actually, your body is an intelligent organism, and it's ancient. It's freaking ancient. And our body, we are more biological than we actually are logical. So yeah, baby, we're just all like walking chemistry sets. Like each one of us are a different little concoction of this and a little concoction of that, and then add all the layers of whatever else you want to pin. Oh, girl, you got that jelly spice in you, baby. So it just it kind of all led me to breath work, where it just using the breath to control your mind and your body. Okay, I'm just gonna dive right into it.
I love that though, because like you said, it helps you regulate your emotions, and then it can lead you to regulating your own health and mindset. It's actually really, they are interconnected.
They're so interconnected. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so our oh gosh. Our nervous system is what controls everything, right? Yeah. So it's like our community center in our body. It's like this right here. This is what my nervous system is doing. You see that? Everything, all of our bodies. See this? That's our nervous system.
I love that people are going to be listening. They're not watching. They're going to be like, "What's happening?
What is she doing? Is she on her head?"
Yeah, she's doing crazy acrobatic things.
She just did a backflip, everybody. So it's moving body parts. Not only that, but also our nervous system controls like our digestive system. It controls our heartbeat. So, I mean, think about Miss Frizzle on the school bus, like, going into the body. Yeah, like our nervous system is actually in control of a lot of like the autonomic things that are happening in our body. Our nervous system is also in control, in control over the limbic system, which the limbic system is this is the crazy little sweet spot. It basically, the limbic system, it controls our memories. It controls our hormones. So the cortisol, the stress hormone, we all know that when that's released in our body, dopamine,
estrogen, testosterone.
Yes, yeah. All of it. So the feel good hormones, even the feel bad hormones. So it's all controlled by the nervous system. And you want to know what controls the nervous system?
What?
The breath, baby.
So it's just crazy that like breath, like this is just a tool for us to literally do anything. Like if you like, even when you start to hyperventilate, right? Like you start stressing yourself out.
Right.
And then if you don't know the tools to like breathe in, breathe out, slow down the breath, calm yourself. Like, I mean, I've had a panic attack before, and the only way to get in control of it is to literally start controlling your breath. And then you can calm your thoughts, and then everything just stops kind of like racing away from you. It's pretty insane what the breath can do for the body and the mind.
Literally insane in the membrane.
Insane in the membrane. I was actually talking to Elle. I mentioned her like almost every podcast she came in because she kind of used this metaphor about a healing journey, like healing her acne, healing through sobriety. And she's like, I'm doing all of the right things, right? Like I'm eating the right thing. I'm working out. I'm journaling. I'm going on walks. I'm doing the skincare, but like I'm still breaking out. And she's like, and it's because I'm not managing my stress hormones. And I'm not doing the breath work all the time. And then if I'm doing all this other stuff, but I'm not managing my stress levels and my central nervous system is fucked up, then it's not going to matter because I'm never going to clear the acne or lose the weight or do whatever because it literally all leads back to this. So no matter how much work you're doing physically, you have to make sure you're doing it on this level.
Yeah, the internal world, baby, it's crazy. And it's also wild too, kind of going back to what I was saying, the trauma it manifests in the body. So when you don't like actually clear it, it stays, and then it actually creates pain in the body. So it's a wild thing how it's so interconnected. And if you don't clear it, if you don't allow your body to express, to feel, it'll just create disease.
Oh
yeah.
When people are holding on to trauma in the body, I mean, I've noticed I like things that kind of help me when I start to feel like I'm getting a little overwhelmed, like going on my hot girl walks, doing the breath work or whatever. But I've heard most like women, for example, like hold trauma in the hips, right? Or something like that. Or like hold, like they can like maybe their sciatica hurts or something like that. Is there any like merit or truth behind that? Or can it be manifested like in all different sorts of places in the body?
Oh yeah. All sorts of different places in the body. I mean, it's all energy, right? So wherever it gets stuck and stored into, that's just where it shows up. And yeah, there's certain places that are known for more like you're saying, trauma from like shame or grief or whatever can be stored in certain areas. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a roadmap, an energy roadmap.
It truly is an energy roadmap.
Actually just got Reiki done. I was telling you about it on Friday, and I was being told like my crown and my root chakra were depleted, but like my middle ones, like from like the throat to the solar plexus, were like hyperactive. And I was just like, at first I was like, I don't really know how much I've done Reiki before. And you know what I mean? Sometimes you kind of go into it with an open heart, open mind, but you can sometimes start to be like, I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah.
But when she started working on my body, I literally was like, I feel so, I almost couldn't catch my breath. Like I felt very hyperactive here.
Yeah.
And so when she like kind of gave me the assessment afterwards, I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense then, because I was feeling that there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all comes up and it comes through, and the body keeps score. There's literally a book about it where it's just, it'll all manifest in the body if we don't allow ourselves. It's truly just expressing and feeling and allowing the emotion to pass. And I think it's just an interesting like it's just a delicate balance of like, okay, how long do we hold on to this emotion for? How long do we have to fucking feel everything?
Right. I mean, every day, all day.
Yeah.
With your own practice, I mean, are you finding that you're doing breath work literally like every single day, as little as like 5 minutes? Like, what's the kind of, I guess, the sweet spot for that? I sort of try to wake up and do like a 5-minute breath work every day, and I'm like, that counts? Or is that kind of like, no, do more? Or is that a good place to start, I guess?
I feel like if you're just being aware and conscious and mindful, anything is good. I mean, and that's kind of like your own thermometer, you know, like you can test out what's good for you. am kind of crazy, and I do like 20 minutes every day. And then I notice if I like don't do it one day, I'm like, God damn it, I should have just did it today, and it probably would have made me feel a little bit more excited or happy. Or sometimes it's just, it all honestly is a flow. Like our bodies, especially as women, we fluctuate so much. So it's like, how can you really put any sort of like diagnosis on every single day? Because every day is a different day, you know?
Really is. And then there's different breath works for every single different, I guess, almost like emotion you're feeling, right? Like I know in my studies, I've learned like there's grounding ones, there's like active ones, there's all sorts of different things. What are your kind of like personal favorites or ones that are your go-to?
Oh my gosh, I've been in love with the Kundalini, the one I just showed you, the Kundalini. It's been so explosive for me. I feel like I gain a lot of energy, and also just like connecting more to my intuition and stopping to listen a little bit more. I also am like I need to move my body a lot. So I also feel like it just like helps, like the movement of it all, like helps me get into it. So it's just been really clearing for me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, that was a really good one too. I loved like the movements of the cat cow kind of with it. I feel like if you also, for me, I know like meditating and that kind of stuff doesn't come easy for me. So the more I can like incorporate a little bit of movement into it, almost like a visual aid, it helps me like kind of get outside of my head and just focus on that rather than like, I have a to-do list. I want to start my day, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the funny thing too. It's so interesting when I'm like leading other people. Also, when I'm leading myself in breath work, I'm like trying to like tune into what they're feeling and what's going on in their brains, and like, you know, like where they're going with this. Cause it's everyone, we're all in this such a mental journey every single day. It's like suddenly I have to go and wash my dishes.
Yeah.
And I'm doing breath work, and you're like, how does this happen?
I call it my ticker tape. You know, when you watch the news and like there's a story going on and they're like interviewing each other and they're all talking over each other, but then at the bottom there's like another feed of information like local school bus drives off kids, another shooting, and you're like, this is so much information. That's literally like what goes on in my mind sometimes. So I'm like, okay, I need like that breath work to kind of
thunderstorm in
right, exactly.
local
yeah, like with the fucking chaos of the world that we live in externally, let alone like macro the whole world, but even micro and just our own lives. Like I feel like if everybody just took like 5 minutes a day to just learn this like self-regulating, it would be a big game changer for a lot of people.
Such a big game changer. And that's the thing, it like truly is self-regulating, and we're always going to be wavy. Like that's the thing about life. Like we're never going to be like this. And that if you're like this, you're dead.
If you're like this, then like literally call 911. Call a first responder.
Call first responder immediately.
Yeah, that's what I would say. The only thing that's certain about life is that it's fucking uncertain.
Yeah. So it's like we're always gonna be wavy, and that's the beautiful part about it. That's like why we're here in this human existence, this little body. But the sooner that you can kind of understand how to bring it back into normalizing levels, the easier that you can operate, and also like help read other people too. I think that's like that's the biggest thing for me, is like, and you give more compassion and grace for other people. You're less likely to like blow up on everyone when you're regulated.
So you feel like, I mean, I think that's such a good point actually. Like you can tell when somebody's not self-regulated, or I don't even want to call it emotionally mature because I don't want to like be a dick, but yeah, no, emotionally mature people, when they're out in public and there's like a minor setback and it's just like a pop off and they can't get over it and it keeps getting brought up. Like I look back at points in my life where I've been like that on like a date with Jack, like waiting for a table or something like that. Or if like I'm at a music festival
the table,
being a dickhead on the dance floor or something, and I'm like, fuck them. And I'm like, okay, like who gives a shit? You know
yeah.
It is crazy the moment that you start taking care of your own self, other people's issues and bags, or like the way they operate, their operating system, like does not impact you as much.
Yeah. Well, and I like the way that you even said that too, because I think a lot of the time we're still going to have those thoughts and those things of like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? But then there's space between you reacting and then being like, oh, fuck, maybe he just had a bad day. Yeah, maybe someone pissed in his cereal. Yeah. I don't fucking know. Like, who knows what happened to them? Right. But it gives you more space to be like, oh, maybe it's not his day, and that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's really important. Like one of the 4 agreements, it's like, wait, what is it? Oh my God. In one ear, out the other. Oh my God. I should do a little more breath work to ground myself. It's like you
don't take anything personal.
Yes, the personal. Like,
yeah,
you can't take people seriously.
Yeah,
That's fine.
But seriously, take nobody serious.
It's been a day. Okay, I love, how you kind of got there, but I feel like before we kind of dive into, you taking that leap of faith and chasing this like dream of helping others through this, you do have such a diverse background of fun things that you do to release energy and to create. And I think you do such a beautiful job of balancing like your fun and your work. So I would love to kind of hear a little bit more about these other like non-traditional things you do. It's some of them you do with me, right? Like dancing till sunrise.
Turning into a gremlin.
Gremlin 6 a.m. We throw heavy shit around together, right? Lifting weights. We, you belly dance. You do you worked on In the Bag, which is a local event company in San Diego that throws themed parties. Like you've done retreats. So I would just love to kind of hear how all of those also fill your cup. And even though they're from different
avenues,
totally different avenues, how they still work towards your healing.
I think the older I get, the more that I'm like, how can I express myself the most like authentically and like really just like put myself out there and continuously like be excited and bring joy and excitement and silliness. I just honestly like everything is an avenue for me to be more silly, more sexy, more safe.
You literally know that's my mantra.
Yeah, every time we go out, Taylor's mantra is sexy, silly, safe. And it's such a beautiful mantra because that's all that we could ask for in life. Is I just want to be sexy, I want to be silly, but I want to be safe. And that's the safeness also operates in the nervous system. Like that's that safeness in the nervous system that you could be like, oh, I'm safe to be myself, I'm safe to be authentic, I'm safe to be silly and free and like also be goddamn sexy.
And I think too, it's really important. Like a lot of times when we talk about healing or like you see our lifestyle, right? You see us always like going to festivals, throwing parties, whatever. Like there can be that balance, that unique balance that exists. Like same but different festival, for example. Like we're waking up in the morning, we're doing ice baths, we're going to yoga, we're doing Reiki, we're, going almost like a TED Talk type situation, getting massages, and then we're starting to dance. Like to me, I feel like you can find that therapy on the dance floor too, and it can get like a really negative rep.
Oh my gosh, the dance floor is medicine. The dance floor is medicine, and it's my favorite medicine. Honestly, like the place where I'm the most free is the dance floor, and it's not when I'm doing. Oh, I love belly dancing. I love being my sexy feminine flow, but a lot of times when I'm free on the dance floor, I'm like being a T-Rex, and also like doing the wildest dance. Slapping my partners. I'm just, you're going through it, and you're just
actually been slapping.
And it's like kind of a whole skit, you know what I mean? Where
we're always doing a bit.
It's always a bit, and it's so fun and silly, and I just like that's what I want in my life. I only want that.
Yeah, I know, me too. It's so much fun. It's that now I'm so like particular about the events that I go to. I feel like I used to be like, yes, everything. And now I'm like last minute send maybe, but it's hard in our old age to commit to those music festivals. Well, not old age, I'm being so dramatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Selective about our dance floor days.
Oh my gosh. It's hard when all of your best friends are incredible DJs and artists, and you're like, gosh dang it, I want to be there to support.
All we do.
Not only do I want to be there to support them, but I also know it's going to be a damn good time. But at the same time, I'm like, ooh, I think I had to take a big step back this last 6 months and be like, what the fuck do I want?
You are the queen of boundary setting.
Oh no, that was recent. You know that was very recent.
I'm just saying like no, I feel like it's been more than 6 months, babe. I feel like you've been crushing the power of now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I honestly definitely have just learned how to say no. And I think it's been really hard because I want to also be there and be sexy, silly, and safe. But I've also just, like I said, the turning back to myself, this journey has actually, we're continuously like evolving. And I think just in these last 6 6-7 months, I've been like, holy shit, like, what do I want? And I think it's been really awesome to have that, like, the journey of like turning inwards and being like, wait a minute, like, who am I actually? And actually, I can be anything I want and create anything that I want. And I also see that in every single one of my friends, and I'm continuously inspired by everyone. So it's been really beautiful to really beautiful to like have such incredible humans alongside me and be like, wow, they've given me permission to be myself, but also chase after what I want.
Well, you're our inspiration and we love you so much. I also, you talked about your divine feminine, like with the belly dancing. I mean, you try to teach me. And you
took like one class, you guys.
Like 3, and I'm not in my feminine. Actually, that's one of my like big goals this year, which is why I also created this. Like, lean into my feminine, get more creative, because I do tend to be a little bit more masculine in my power, rather than leaning into that creativity. How has that belly dancing like inspired your entrepreneurship with your breath work and your branding and your content creating? Like, I feel like that's really helped you kind of step into that sexy, silly, safe energy.
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I've been doing it for 8 years. So wow. Just because you've done it 3 times and you're not perfect at it does not mean anything.
I got the nipple movement.
Yeah.
That's about
Everybody it. Pretend like you have pencils on your nipples and make circles. Yeah, oh man, it's been a beautiful structure and flow. Belly dancing has been. I have had an incredible teacher, Adelaide Marcus. Shout out.
She's in San Diego.
Mm-hmm, she's in San Diego. She also teaches classes still. I will plug her in anytime. She's an incredible human, and she's honestly really taught me so much beauty and ceremony, and just bringing ceremony into everything you do, and just being like present and making it sacred, and like making everything so attention to every moment is like a prayer. And so if we could just bring that attention to those moments, every moment can be a prayer. So it's like and I think belly dancing really brought me into that power of like, I am here and I'm here fully. And there's so much you could be dancing in the mirror and be like, thinking about all the things that you're going to do. But then when you're finally there, you can actually show up in your body and embody those feelings. So it's like embody the energy of it all. So belly dancing has brought me the embodiment, I think the confidence in myself, just like the loving myself, honestly. I think everyone should just try something new and like fall deeply into it, because the more that you create that confidence and that love in yourself, the more that you're going to say fuck yes to the things that you want in life, which I think leads into, the confidence that I could bring into coaching and breath work and the retreats, and just like that just kind of all really fell beautifully into place, and embodying the energy of like, this is me, this is who I am, and this is and this is like how I'm going to show up in the world. And it's been a really pretty beautiful practice.
I'm floored. I was literally in my mind. It was like, it's crazy how this like hobby of hers helped evolve all of this stuff, like that self-love and that self-nurturing and that self-confidence that it brought you. I feel like just like launched this leap of faith that you wanted to take into this and invest in yourself. And it's a really beautiful thing to witness.
Yeah, thank you.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
Even though I can only do the nipple. And okay, let's not forget that you're adding fire into the mix.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Twirling batons of fire on the ocean.
Yeah, that's been awesome too. That adds another layer of flow state too. I've been dabbling into I've been dabbling into double staffs fire, which is basically like 2 staffs in the hand, and two staffs and one in each hand, and then each ends are on fire. So it's complete. You have to get out of your mind in order to do this practice, and it's actually the most fun, because all of a sudden you're like, look at me, I don't even know how I'm doing this, but I'm on fire. And it's like the wildest thing to get the hell out of our brains sometimes. like I'm very overactive in my brain, which is what led me to breath work, which is what led me to dancing, which was what led me to all these things. But it's like I find the more that I'm in my body, the more that I could like be into that flow, and the more that I could kind of put the brain at ease a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'll have to master just be on the nipple part first before I put any fucking fire in my hands. I can hardly walk with tennis shoes on. Like, I'm not the most stable. And you're like, oh, you should try this, Taylor. Yeah, new year, new hobby. In my hair. I can't try that yet.
I feel that. We're gonna get you in it. We're gonna get you on bio, girl. Yeah, oh my gosh. Pulling the
So kind of speaking of, taking the leap of faith, before you chase these dreams and, we're focusing on helping people kind of heal and healing yourself, was there like a pivotal moment or even just like a gradual shift in your life that made you want to leave the job of like ops manager, that traditional 9 to 5, to go down this path?
Yeah, I think, okay, so I worked for a husband and wife. They were incredible. They owned 11 entities. And by the time I got out of it, I was running 4 of them. So it was awesome. It gave me so much experience on operations management. I was also like controller. So I was handling all the finances, everything. And it's cool. You get to
learn a lot.
You learn so much. But then I was also a babysitter, a glorified babysitter. And then I also watched the husband and wife really just like, they could do whatever they want now with their life. They built this dream.
Passive income type shit.
Well, they're still really into it, but like they built this dream. They got to like, create this abundance for themselves. And I'm like, I could either continue living for their dream or I could live for my dream. And that's when I was like, all right. So I started picking up clients on the side for bookkeeping. And Bubba, this woman that I started working for, she's at Cheval Winery, an incredible woman. You guys should check it out. Another plug. Incredible woman. And she's just like a powerhouse. If you ever meet her, you will know. And she was just like, have you ever even tried like thinking outside of like creating a new path? Like, have you even thought about this? Have you even called out sick when you shouldn't have at work? And I'm like, no. At that point I was like, so like proper, like very much like
professional.
Yeah, professional. Not that I'm not anymore, but she
You said the full
and she was just like, have you even like thought about like what you could do with what you already have and what you know, and like what expansive world is out there beyond just this idea of this company that you're working for? And I was like, all right, okay. And so she like definitely pushed me into that realm. And then the more I was like, okay, I can do bookkeeping, but this ain't something that I love. Like, I'm not trying to.
It's a means to an end, but
right. Yeah. So, and the mindset coaching, all of that, like really, I'm not a mindset coach anymore, but I love the idea of like the healing process. I love like diving deep into the layers of why humans are the way that they are. And when we were younger, collecting all that data, and like saw firsthand, I have a huge family, so I like kind of just learned from all the humans around me of like, oh, like this is why they are the way they are, and like this is how they like it all trickles down. So it kind of just like I've always been really in tune with other humans and like their experiences, and which led me into this like healing world where it has just been so expansive for me and my own healing, and really beautiful.
You are definitely one of the biggest empaths, for sure. I mean, almost like too empathetic. I'm like, you feel so much. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely see that being a big shift for you as you taking that like raw sensory data from everybody.
Yeah. Data overload. Mayday. Yeah.
Was there a big like fear when you decided to take that leap and make that transition away from operating those properties and those entities for them? And if there was, like, how did you manage that and push past it?
Oh, fuck yeah. There was the biggest fear. I mean, like, I remember too, I was talking to my girlfriend Denise, what a sweetie pie. And I was talking about this coaching realm and this coaching world. And she was like, Brigitte, this is your path. Like, she's like, you do this for me every single day. Or you do this all the time. This is how you already show up. Like, why are you stopping yourself? And I won't forget that conversation because it was just like, I don't know. I guess it is scary. It's terrifying, honestly, because you're stepping into the unknown, and you know, when you're safe all the time, it's also a really beautiful thing because you're like security, safety, woohoo, you know, we love that. But that's a known path, and we know what it's going to look like in the end. And I think when you step into the unknown, it's the most terrifying, but also it's like the most beautiful unfolding. It's like, what the fuck could happen, you know, like in an exciting way. Like, what if it's like the most beautiful thing of my dreams to happen? Like, you don't know.
The power and positivity, or you gonna pout and be pessimist. Like, you gotta take the leap, and there's no growth without a little bit of discomfort, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, you did say earlier, I'm not a mindset coach anymore, and I'm glad Denise said that too, because I was like, bitch, you helped me change my mindset all the time. You might not know it. You're still a mindset coach for sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so when I feel like it's very common when people, you know, step out of their traditional job to chase their dreams, there is a financial risk, right? Like you said, you're leaving that security, you're leaving that sense of like, I know where the next paycheck is coming. With that in mind, like with that kind of like starving artist mentality, how have you had to shape your mindset to shift from scarcity to abundance? And like, what does that look like for you?
Ooh, girl, this one's crazy. So it's wild it is a wild journey. Entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart. You got to be prepared to fully trust that everything's going to be okay no matter what happens. And that sounds so cheesy, but if you don't, you will run yourself dry, and you will be full of anxiety, and it just gets terrifying. There were times like, I was also in real estate, and there were times.
Oh, how can I forget that? Like, my God, you've literally done it all.
I'm actually still in real estate, and shameless plug. But there would be times when Jenny and I would just go to luncheons just to have a meal that day. And that is, I mean, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's wild, you know. You're just like, you're riding on the things, like these lunch and learns were like, where these, I don't know, like pest control people would be like, they would give us lunches.
Yeah, they want you to network.
Yeah, little network events just so that we can like have lunches, you know. So it was a kind of like a funny thing. And Jenny and I, luckily, like, we're kind of silly, and we're just like, ha, free lunch, you know. But there were just like a lot of moments like that when you're like, okay, like, we're just doing our best. And yeah, you kind of ride it, and you just have hope, and you just keep working your tail off, and it's all part of the journey. There's definitely been highs where I'm like, hell, look at all this abundance around here. And then there's definitely been the lowest of lows where I've been having to like pick myself off the ground. So it's been honestly beautiful and wild. And I'm grateful for all the abundance that is here, and it's here to stay. So
yeah, like you said, it's just shifting the mindset on the hard days too, right? Like, the minute you're starting to be like, this isn't taking off, it's not going anywhere, why am I doing a podcast, why am I trying to quit a job and do breath work? But the minute you're like, no, I'm happy, I'm chasing something that I believe in. And I feel like that's a big part of it too, because there's so much saturated bullshit out there that like people can smell inauthenticity. Like, is that a word? Unauthenticity?
Yeah.
Like, from a mile away, especially with all the bullshit on social media. And like, because you lead with something you truly believe in and that you like embody, I feel like that's what sets it apart, and that's what like makes it worthwhile. So just like sticking with it and telling yourself it's abundant, it's gonna work, it fucking will fall into place eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then also just like, there's those small self moments where you do like fall into those pity moments of like, oh my God, who am I? How am I doing this? And then you show the fuck up for yourself again, and then you pick yourself off the floor and you're like, oh wait, I'm here. It's a constant like recentering of yourself, of being like, oh man, like I am here and I'm doing this. And it's funny because even with real estate, like when I took a step away from it and I started focusing more on my like business clients for bookkeeping and business analysts, the moment I stepped away from it, I got 2 sales after that. So it's like so funny how it like
That's life, baby.
it's it's such an energy thing, and I don't want to be like energy is everything, but energy is every single thing in this world.
Dude, it really is. Like, I mean, even I feel like I can always like tie something back metaphorically to a relationship. Like I was like, I'm done with men. I'm never gonna marry anybody. I'm never gonna date anybody. Within 4 months of like my celibacy, met Jack, and like we've been, you know what I mean? It really is. Like the minute you're like, I need to take a step back and like reconnect and figure it out, things come into place.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's sometimes it's just sometimes it like life pushes you back a little just to be like, here it is, dangle it in front of your face. Yeah.
But you know what? Like if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. I bet you so many people start like, oh, I'm going to be a real estate agent. Oh, I'm going to, start my own business and I'm going to run retreats, or, oh, I'm going to start a podcast. Like, sure, anybody can start the first like couple weeks of it, couple months of it. But when the minute it starts getting difficult, I think a lot of people shy away from that. And I mean, there's no shame in that, do you? But I think that's also what makes you so special, is like your tenacity and your grit, because you just like do not quit, B.
You little bulldog.
You a bad bitch.
But the coolest thing about it all is that so a lot of my bookkeeping clients I got from real estate.
Yeah.
A lot of my breathwork clients I got from bookkeeping. Like it's all just been like this circle in belly dancing. Like all of it has like really like come into a full line or just like a weave together.
That's source telling you you're on the right path.
Yeah.
Like when things come together like that and your networks start blending, or people are giving you the same feedback, to me, that's your divine intervention. That's somebody being like, you're on the right fucking path, keep at it. Like it might not be looking like it's working, but something's obviously fucking clicking if that's happening.
Exactly. Yeah.
What advice would you give somebody who was kind of scared to be taking that leap of faith, if they really wanted to pursue something? Like, what would be like your golden nugget of advice to somebody on that path? Or even to your younger self for starting?
It's just it's truthfully just every day having the belief that like if you just put one foot in front of the other, it's going to work out. Like the divine God, whatever you believe in, is rooting for you. You know what I mean? And as long as you take the next step, the steps will follow. But when you stay in indecisiveness, I think that's when things get so muddy and things get confusing, and all of a sudden things are foggy. But the moment you take that step towards that future of what you want, and you want it because it's a pinging inside of you, and it's like kind of like barking down your neck, and you just keep like pushing it off your shoulder. But if it's calling you, you better answer it. Yeah. You better answer the call, because it's going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Right. I mean, if you feel stuck, why not shake it up, like you said?
Yeah. And that's it too. It's going to call you for the rest of your life. So pick up the fucking phone and ring, bitch. Call me so I can make it juicy for you.
So kind of shifting here, I feel like you kind of brought it up in the beginning, talking about observing people around you and, seeing what dysregulation of the central nervous system can look like from a young age. When you were growing up in an environment that kind of challenged that around like addiction, rage, pressures, what was that kind of like for you, I guess, growing up? Like, were you right away knowing something was off, or was that something that sort of developed as you grew up and got out of the household?
Yeah, it definitely was a right away thing. I think too, whenever you're navigating around those sort of things, a lot of the times, in my case, I shrank a lot of times. Like you just don't want to be seen. You don't want to be, you're like walking on eggshells. So when you're around a lot of dysregulation, you obviously get absorbed up into it. And so you're trying to like navigate on how to accommodate them and that scene. So it was definitely a lot of, just shrinking, not being seen, like really, it was, yeah, I think I'd held in a lot. I mean, it's kind of funny when I think about it, I've always been really emotional. Like I cry so much. Like
I know, I'm jealous. I never cry.
I'm actually surprised that I like haven't really cried on this yet, but
it's okay if you do. Behind you, you're good.
I know, but I know, but I think a lot of it is because I feel it, and then my body's actually releasing it. Like it's releasing it from the tears. So I think a lot of the times I was just like immediately feeling it and releasing it. But yeah, just like picking up on everyone else's nervous system and kind of learning to navigate around them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you said, like feeling that shrinkage. Well, that sounds weird, but like shrinking away, shying away from yourself, I feel like that can absolutely shape your self-worth, how you view yourself, and even how you heal and move forward. I mean, were there any moments in your life where you're like, well, I'm trying something to like regulate from this and it's absolutely not working? Or did you know how to did you just find this on your own? Like I just don't know how as a child you would figure out that this was wrong and how to heal from it right away.
Oh, okay. So growing up, it was just like there was a lot of moments where like rage would happen, and I would notice in that time and be like, today was gonna be a really good day. I was actually planning on having a really good day today, and it was such a simple thing, like it turned into something that was explosive, and I watched a lot of it happen and change a lot of the relationships around me. And it was hurtful. It was really painful to like see other people in pain, experience the pain myself, and then watch people, other people absorb the pain and then get the illness from it. So I think as I was growing up, I was just noticing and being like, I don't ever want to be like that. I don't ever want to internalize it and then be stuck with the pain physically in my body. And I don't ever want to like push everyone away from me like that.
So did you like research like kind of how to change that? Or is this something that just sort of like fell into your lap in your adult years, like finding out how to like do your breath work and all that jazz?
Yeah. I mean, like I noticed these patterns when I was really young, and that was the distinguisher right there of like, I want to choose joy. Like no matter what, I want to be silly and happy and joyful. And that was kind of like the pushing forward on that. And then I think just watching more, collecting data. I am that data analyst, the bookkeeper, friggin' business analyst, all the way collecting data. It's just been like, you watch other people and you're like, oh, you are not free. And even in my own things, I notice where I'm not free, but it blocks people from being who they are and who they want to be. And I think just over time, I could see it in other people because they would tell me their stories and I would empathize with them and I would feel, and I'd be like, oh, this makes up the human that you are right now. And I actually see that process, how that happened. Yeah. And so I think just over time, it just like kept pushing me into these realms of noticing the patterns in everyone. Yeah.
So with this generational pattern in your family that you've noticed that there was like a rift, was there like a pivotal moment in your childhood that was like, that's it, I'm choosing joy? Or was it like you said, that gradual things? I like know for me, for example, like there's a moment I can think of in my childhood where I was like, I'm done. I'm going to live my life differently. Like, was there anything like that for you?
There were so many moments like that. I mean, when things just got so out of hand, you just would be like, it tears you down.
Totally.
Emotionally and physically. And there were so many times. And then, there definitely was one moment in time where me and my sister like put our foot down, and
it's nice that you have a sibling to lean on with that kind of shit.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm the younger sister, so she took it differently. And like she's like a hard shell. Like you could say anything to her and she's such a powerhouse, but she also was a protector for me. So yeah, it's a beautiful process.
Yeah, I mean, me and my sister have that relationship too. she's actually coming on to talk soon. And it's crazy how different, even though we went through the same shit, like we have kind of different experiences.
Absolutely. Yeah. You have the older sister complex. I have the younger sister complex. And yeah, it
really is crazy.
It's a totally different game. And
what you're exposed, like you said, the protector versus, it's wild. Like some of our anger was misplaced for different parents. Some of our anger was misplaced towards each other.
Yeah.
You know, it was not a linear journey of me and my sister getting close at all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. And I noticed that a lot too with my sister. It was funny. I was kind of like telling this story. I was like talking about this one day and I was like, I don't know why my sister resents me so much. And then I was like telling the story and I was like, yeah, every day she would wake me up. She'd take me to school. I would be late. I would dick around and be like, hey, you know what I mean? Just be like silly. And, you know, and my Emily was like, I have no idea why she's so pissed off at you.
Seems like she was your mom. That she never wanted to be. Had to be.
Yeah, so it's funny. I obviously see it now and I'm like, oh, like I get it.
Sisters, that's what we're here for.
Totally.
That's what we're here for.
Oh, that's what we're here. Did you hear that, Jordan?
Not you, bitch. Not you, Jordan. What are some red flags that you used to ignore in people that you absolutely don't anymore to protect yourself and protect those boundaries?
Oh my gosh, red flags.
So I feel like when you grow up around, I mean, we had different childhoods, but like similar in the same of like the way our parents handled their negative emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like for me, like I would ignore a lot of those things growing up, right? I would ignore like people who didn't show up for events that they said they were going to, right? Or I would ignore people who lashed out and be like, whatever, they're having a bad day. Or like I would ignore all sorts of terrible shit, right? And I feel like the more I healed myself and like talked about my problems, the more I was able to be like, this isn't okay. I'm not accepting this from other people. Did you ever have that kind of, I guess, moment or any, like I said, like those red flags that happened for you?
Oh, I feel like in so many of my like past relationships, I just kind of like took any sort of like whatever, you know, negligence or just, you know what I mean? You just like allow so much. And that was more so because I was coming from a place where I'm like, oh, I just want to be loved. I have an abandonment complex, or you know what I mean? So there's like so many layers of just like accepting bullshit, like people just not showing up for you, or people just like, you know, not putting their portion into the relationship, you know? And so you just kind of like allow it just because you want to be loved. And then you kind of grow up out of that and you're like, damn.
Even beyond the relationship stuff, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, like I look back at my college years and like right after college too, like the abandonment issues, like being a people pleaser, sleeping with people.
Oh my
right?
gosh.
Or even like when you're thinking about the men aspect, right? Like sleeping with people to get validation, like, oh, they'll like me. I'm going to go on a hot date. So I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Or then beyond that, the people pleasing with my family or friends, like I would like run myself ragged when I wasn't taking care of myself either. It's like, it goes beyond just like our partners, right? It's friendships, it's family members, like ignoring those red flags or those behaviors that can be toxic for us, right?
Well, and I think that's another thing. It's like it brings up the red flags in ourselves of like, oh, this is my abandonment issue. Oh, this is me people pleasing. And oh, I just want to be loved. And this is where it's showing up in this area. And it's like when taking accountability for that too, and just being like, oh, I really walked myself into that one. I really put a leash on me and you can walk me into this situation. I freaking just, you know, you like ask for it in the way that you're accepting things, but sometimes you can't really. It's coming to terms with that is also another layer. You know what I mean? Of just being like,
of healing, right? Understanding that.
Yeah, exactly. And being like, oh, there's just a part of me that just wants to be loved.
Oh, I mean, I remember like I don't know how my college friends like are still friends with me. I was such a fucking monster. And I was just so angry and like so like just dysregulated that I was partying nonstop. I didn't give a fuck about my grades. I was like just horrifying on the internet and like
back in the days when we'd post everything.
Yeah. And then like just sleeping with all these terrible people. I was drinking like all the time, doing drugs, eating like shit. And it wasn't until I like found yoga and like discovered like how to connect my mind and body that I was like, well, there's something absolutely fucking wrong. Like, you know what I mean? You start doing that like healing work. But I feel like we don't heal from our past with our families until we are able to actually even recognize that.
Yeah.
Which sometimes doesn't happen for a very long time in your adulthood.
Exactly. Yeah. And there's that layer of it too. And just being like, damn. And then once you realize that you're healing all of your like inner child problems, you could be like, oh shit, my family members that are lashing out, whoever is lashing out in their lives, that's just their inner child screaming for help. That's just a piece of them that was unseen, unheard, unloved, abandoned, whatever it was. Like that part of them is not healed, and they've never learned to actually give that part a platform to listen to it and be like, hey, me, it's me.
It's so real. Like, we are literally breaking generational patterns in our family. Like, you know, you and me talk about this all the time, how badly my family needs to go like eat some, what are those frogs?
Girl, you guys need to go on. You need to take, what's the Holes movie when you take up Madame Zeroni on their back up the mountain? You need to do some shit like that, girl. I know. You need to carry some old lady on your back. What a metaphor for life. Really? However many times you still say that a week. I'm tired, Grandpa.
Always say I'm tired. I'll make some emails. I'm like, I'm tired.
Totally bad.
No, but seriously, like, I just feel like the work you're doing, like with yourself and like doing this, is helping to break those cycles. Because like when we decide to have families or whatever, move on from that, like we're not going to have that growing up in our environment, and hopefully that changes that tick in the brain or the body issues and the body issues. What am I saying? Like the diseases and all the stressors in our lives, like it starts to go a different way.
Yeah, we're rerouting these little areas in our brain that we've just
synapses, we're changing it all.
Yeah, it is crazy. I also think too that I wanted to say like our like we live in a time where we're really lucky to actually experience this time in the world where there is this healing journey and there is this like inward self.
I've talked about that, right?
Yeah. And there is this self-awareness, whereas like our family, their generations, like they've been in fight or flight their whole life. So their nervous system has been on edge their entire lives. They're still like thinking, you know what I mean? My grandma and grandpa, they got married in a time when you had to get married because you needed to and you needed to open up your own bank account just to be a woman, you know what I mean? To like be married to a man. It's just like all these things, like everything is completely different. And so now we're like going into this new world where there's all these new like healing modalities, and we're not operating in the same sense that we used to. And it's just like, it's just such a like, I don't know. It like I want to like give grace to the past and just be like, listen, like we all are fucked up, okay? and that's okay. And like that was just a product of the environment that they were born and raised in. And that was like
taboo to talk about mental health and like, yo, I'm not feeling so hot today.
Yeah, and like that just happened by like design. And like and that's like another layer of it too. Like I can't even be mad. This is just part of the process of like the awakenedness. Ooh.
Well, and I think too, like you said, like it's more information at our fingertips. It allows, I mean, I know I've gotten way more woo-woo just like being able to like look things up and like discover why I am, who I am, like what path I should be on, or like even like different like astrological awakenings, right? Like I feel like these things that we can kind of tie like the science and the woo-woo magic to it have helped us find different ways of healing and also talking about things together and being more open about it rather than just stifling it all up and understanding that mind, body, soul connection.
Yeah. And it's so wild. I just feel like the mind, body, soul connection, it truly is why we're here on this earth. It's like, how can you get more connected to yourself, your mind, your body, and whatever the hell you think created us? Because then you can actually like experience and taste and eat and drink and fuck and be in joy. And like, that's what we're here for. And the sad comes with it too. Like,
you can't have the highs without the lows.
Yeah. And so it's like, oh, like we are truly here on this earth to have this a human experience, to go through all of these little roller coasters and waves. And it's like, I'm grateful for it all. It's fucked sometimes, but
sometimes it's real fucked.
But it's like kind of funny.
Yeah.
But it is like sometimes I like think about the things that I'm like sad about, and I'm like, this is just hilarious how that came to happen.
You send me the shit that when we do these really cute updates with each other once a week, where we try to like just give our friends like weekly updates. I mean, you called me then once, and you were like, "I'm just," and then you started laughing. Like, I just love you guys. You were the queen of the laugh cry, cycle, baby. Like, if you're not laughing, you're crying, and if you're crying, you may as well just start laughing.
It's just like there's so much divine in it all. Of like, oh my god, like I can't help but giggle. Like it's a fucking cosmic giggle how it all works out.
Wait, speaking of woo woo and cosmic shit, I was talking to my coach Katie today. And I was just like, I don't know, I just like there's this like shift in me. Like I just like really want to lean into my feminine, and I'm just like, but I feel like I just get stuck in this masculine energy, and I can't stop like fixing things instead of just like honoring my time and space and being more creative. And she was like, it's the Saturn return. Have you heard of this?
It's the penis in retrograde.
No, it's like apparently like the young 30s for women, it's like a gentle I don't know if you believe in reincarnation, but like it's the Saturn returning. So our past lives, we start to trickle in on like different memories or different like pools from our past to be like, hey, this is the time to make these shifts. And then all of a sudden you get to like the crone and the wise energy and stuff. I don't know, but I was just like, maybe my past life was like, bitch, it's time to get a little bit more creative. It's the Saturn return. I don't know.
I have heard about the Saturn return, and it is like it's your whole world turning upside down because you're like kind of reawakening to who you are.
That's what I was looking for.
And you're like kind of coming forth to your own personal desires. Because I think once again, we're all collecting data.
Like our parents and their parents didn't talk about this woo-woo shit.
Yeah.
This shit didn't have a breath in it. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody was breathing life into this stuff. And then us talking about it, it's like, it sounds ridiculous sometimes, right? But like, I don't know, I fucking believe in it. Like,
honestly, yeah, it's hard to deny. It truly is, because it's like everything. God, I believe in God. And when and when I say that, I don't like want to force anything down anyone's throats. And I think it's like, if there's just one thing, so I don't even know where I'm going with that, but it's just like, okay, yeah. I believe in an energy that's like beautiful and powerful that created everything.
Right. And
how are the stars so perfectly made? How are we so perfectly made to like match up and like synchronicity?
Dude, you and I should not be trying to say big words.
Synchronicity, whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Synchronicity. And it's like everything is so divinely made. There's no fucking mistakes. There's no mistakes at all. And like once we realize that we are literally put on this earth to emulate God, whatever you believe in, which God is just, he made something out of nothing.
It's a source.
Yeah. He made something out of nothing. We're all just creators. We're all just here to just like create a bunch of fucking cool shit. And like the sooner that we get to that, back to that again, the sooner we could.
You're amazing. This has been so fun. But it's time for one of my favorite parts.
Ooh.
I'm gonna air your dirty laundry, bitch.
Hey.
Get your panties out.
Get my dirty socks out.
Mm-hmm. So, clear your mind. I'm just joking. Just like don't overthink it. This is meant to be silly and fun. But I would just love to get a little bit closer to you.
Let's
get these dirty questions out of the way. So let's start kind of silly with the healing trends. What is a healing trend that you see online or in life right now that you think is total bullshit?
Total bullshit. I don't think it's bullshit, but let's try fucking anusing our sons. Sunning our anus.
And you've seen that where they like hold their ankles and they put their asshole towards the sun.
Sun bumming. Bun summing? sun bunning. Let's do that. Honestly, I'm so in.
So I was house sitting for Peach for just last weekend, our friend Peachy Pie, and I fell asleep in her pool, and because she has that fenced-in backyard, and I was like, I'm not getting a tan line, no sir, no how. It was one of those naps where you fall asleep and you're like, wake up like, what the fuck year was it? I meant to take like a 30-minute snooze, out for a couple hours. Trauma to the body. Nipple burn. I don't know. I was face up, not face down, so.
Oh shit!
I still feel like I don't know if I want to put my asshole in the sun.
I
mean, like for an extended period of time, maybe a quick flash or two. But I'm telling you, I had a painful sunburn.
Yeah, damn. That was face up, not even ass out.
No, that was face up. So it was the coochie and the titties.
Damn. Well, that's why you got a titty burn, not an ass burn.
Yeah, but I don't know. That not hurt, not poop. Tell us, what's your morning routine?
Oh, I wake up and I sing to the birds. I open the windows.
You're so
the hills are alive.
So fucking whimsical. I love it. Do you really sing to the birds?
No, yeah.
Good morning.
Good.
Today's a brand new day. Good morning. They come in and dress you.
Yeah, literally the birds dress me, the mice feed me. It's just a great day every day.
Wow. I'm coming over from a sleepover. What is your go-to like recharge rot day? Busy Bee has nothing on the schedule. She doesn't have to do a breathwork client. She doesn't have a retreat. She doesn't have an open house. She doesn't have a party. She doesn't have shit to do. What's the Bee's day look like?
Ooh,
her favorite day.
A good ass day. It's funny because it's like, ooh, you want to like not plan anything, but what I would do is I would go jump in the ocean, and then I'd probably like walk slowly so I can like make new friends along the way. and then like really listen to the calls, and be like, who's trying to hang? Who's trying to get into some shit? You know what I mean? Do some OB hood rat shit.
OB is the neighborhood we live in.
Ocean
Best neighborhood
Beach.
in the world.
Yeah. Gang.
Of course, that would be your go-to day. Mine's like, I would like to turn on jazz music and read and shut out the world. And you're like, who let the dog?
Because it's funny, when you don't plan anything, you're like, suddenly the sun is out, the birds are singing, the mice are feeding me. Like, let's run.
Okay. If you could have a playlist about your life, what would it be called?
Ooh.
On Spotify, what would you name that playlist?
It
would be named.
Oh, I actually do like that. Probably that, yeah. Not to be confused with the Chewbacca, but the yeah.
Okay. She'd purr. Okay, what would be the most played song on it? I think I know the answer.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to hear what you would think.
No, I want to hear what you think. I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's just so many phases of me in my life.
If you don't pick the song I'm thinking of, I'm going to stop you.
Okay, if you know, it'd be Kevin Little, Turn Me On. Let me hold you, my body.
Yeah. I was like, if she doesn't say Turn Me On by Kevin Little, interview over.
I'm shutting the mics off.
What is the coolest thing you've done for your self-care journey? Whether it be like an event, something you did personally, something you attended.
Oh my God, so many. Every single one of them. I'm like so grateful that I did all of them. I just was a part of a retreat, a heart-to-heart retreat that was very freaking special with Adelaide Marcus, the woman who I did belly dancing with. That was incredible. We made titty casts of our titties to really just like embody the feminine. And there's some shame and guilt and like fear around these titties.
Why?
And they're
life forces.
They are life forces.
These little humans that came out of our portals, aka our vaginas.
Yes, yeah. So that was beautiful, fucking powerful. I also just was a part of Fit for Service, which was crazy.
Fit for Service?
Fit for Service is a retreat led by Aubrey Marcus.
Oh, yes.
Loved it. I like had several outer body experiences.
Oh, that had to be so fucking sick.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. It definitely like gave me a taste of you. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna get kind of silly with it. Who's your biggest celeb crush right now, boy or girl?
Oh my gosh. Always and forever. Vigo, baby.
Viggo Mortensen.
Vigo. Oh my gosh.
Aragorn Rider.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Honestly, that's funny that you asked that because I probably would never be like, I honestly would laugh that off because I fuck a celebrity, honestly.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
But Vigo?
But Vigo, I actually think he is true to the essence of the human that he portrays.
He's so cool.
He could freaking tame a wild horse. He could walk up to a wild and like I don't know, like I just
did you know? I mean, here comes the loader facts. Me and B are very big Lord of the Rings girlies. Of course, like behind the scenes when he's like fishing, like, in between takes, and he refused to wear anything but like actual chainmail and actual swords.
That's my baby.
That's my
That's my baby.
When he opens those double doors.
Yeah.
I will say though, Ari put me on the spot and was like, "Who's your favorite Lord of the Ring character?" And of course, I said Aragorn. And then I'm like, "Wait!" Like a minute later, I'm like,
"Sam?
No,
Treebeard. Oh, Treebeard.
Yeah, of course, that's dude. The March of the Ents. Talk about dismantling the patriarchy.
Yeah,
taking away fascism. He was like, "Fuck you, Isengard.
Yeah,
you're killing all my friends, and you're building up this giant industry to just profit yourself and hate the environment. We need some Ents to come up.
We need some Ents. Also
destroy the American capitalistic scene."
That's right, baby.
Where's Treebeard when you fucking need him?
He's coming out soon. Treebeard, though, he's also a great one. I feel like he practices a lot of breath work because you see how long it takes him to like really process things.
It's an orc.
He's like, you know, they discuss a lot of things before they take action. And I really just like, I love the well thought outness of that and just how much they're like, yeah. Our breathwork king.
Wow,
yeah.
Our central nervous system king.
I know. See, that's what we always have to revert back to nature, everybody. Be like a tree. Be one with the earth.
What is the first thing you notice on a hottie or a baddie?
Oh, man. I would like to say, like, oh, how cute he is and stuff, but energy, baby. Energy. You got, like, some sort of swag. How are you rolling up?
How you walk?
Are you funny? Can you make me fucking laugh? Like, honestly, I just want to laugh these days. I want to just laugh and cry too. Like, let's just freaking, laugh and cry together.
Make me cry.
Make me cry in the morning.
Like, sure, bitch. Watch me leave.
You cry in a good way.
What's your biggest guilty pleasure right now?
Guilty pleasure. I guess saying no.
Oh,
I've still been like I'm still telling people
no guilt with that, bitch.
I've been still saying maybe, so let's see if I can get to the hard nose, but yeah.
What's your go-to flirting move when you see said baddie or hottie?
Oh my gosh. I just tell him, I just send him like breathwork telekinesis and I'm just like,
you just put it out in the ether?
Yeah, I give him this like crazy look with my eyes.
You're like, over here.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, buddy.
Okay, what is the biggest like non-sexual ick anybody can do? Like a friend, a guy, if you're on a date or a new friend group, like what's something that somebody does right away that you're like, I don't know if you can come back from this. Like mine's like being mean to a wait staff or like having a really annoying voice.
Yeah. That is fucked up. I do not like when people are rude to other people.
Yeah.
That's actually a good one. Yeah. I think it's just like being fucking polite.
Yeah.
Being just be nice.
Just be nice, please.
Just be nice. Be good. Be good to people. Yeah. Yeah.
What is your life motto or mantra?
If you can't beat them, Brigitte them. I actually did not make that up. One of my friends did, but I'm like, damn.
That was incredible. Okay, wait, don't move. I forgot to grab my 8-ball and I need you to do an 8-ball question.
Oh, gosh. Should I move out of San Diego? I know, it's scary, but it's been in my head for literally since I got back from Europe. Okay.
I know. Damn it. I can't go against all we talked about in the podcast and tell you not to.
What does it say? You may rely on it.
That doesn't sound like a yes.
Oh, frick.
Well, I support you in your journey to go do your thing, but I would miss you terribly.
I know. I would miss you. That's why I can't ever leave. It's so hard. I have Taylor 0.6 miles away from me.
Did you measure it today when you looked it up?
With my feet.
0.1, 0.2. That's cute. Well, B, this has been so fun.
So fun. So sexy. So silly. So safe.
So sexy, so silly, so safe. I can't thank you enough for coming. So shameless plug before you go. Tell the people where to follow you, where they can find you, what's going on in your world, and then we'll close this bitch up.
All right. Okay. Well, I have a 5-day breathwork challenge that's coming out. It's a free challenge just to get you kind of dabbling in on what breathwork actually does. There's different modalities. So that's one thing that's coming up. Well, I've got some awesome things coming up. Some good events in the pipeline. I have a vocal activation event coming up with breathwork. I just have a lot in the pipeline. I have a lot coming up all the time. Follow me at Breathe with Brigitte, and also Brigitte's Call, BRIGITTE, 2 T's.
KHAL.
Yeah.
I will post it all on the page. Don't you worry. But that's perfect.
Yeah.
And we need to get an event on the books together.
Yeah, we do.
Like, I need to stop fucking around. We need to make this happen.
So Taylor and I are also throwing an event too. So stay tuned.
We don't know when or what, but we're doing it.
Coming to you live.
Look alive, people. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You crushed it, babe. All right, you silly goosies. Thank you so much for tuning in to But Seriously. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at butseriously.pod and check out our website for upcoming events and exclusive merch. You can find all the links in our YouTube video description or on our Instagram page. See you next time.